here downtown Oklahoma City at John Rex Elementary. And joining me is Ally Audas, who is the outdoor garden lab instructor. Did I get that right?
Yes, correct.
So Ally, it is amazing what you guys have done in this space. And just in 2 years, you've transformed this?
Yes, we have 33 raised beds. So there was a lot of summer work.
So how do you organize it amongst all, is it K through 4th grade here? Or?
It is K through 3rd grade in this building, but we also see 4th grade.
Okay, so how do you organize it and have them each have an experience in here?
So I see every class for 45 minutes or so every week. Or every other week. So 1 week I'll see kindergarten and first mostly, and the next week I'll see 2nd and 3rd. 3rd does a lot in the garden. I see them every week because they are assigned a bed that they're completely in charge of. So I have them quite a bit. And 4th, they're my heavy lifters. When they come over, I have so many things for them to help me do. So I see everybody in the whole school, 400 plus students, every 2 weeks.
The leaves are big.
Yep. Okay. Ready?
Kind of pokey.
Ready? 1,
2.
a little straight up. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I got one.
Lots of carrots and beets and radishes that the little ones plant. And then the older ones do a lot of research on the plants. They're all assigned a vegetable, an herb, a flower, a berry, and they do all the research on that. And they're in charge of these beds, so they have to know exactly what's planted in here. We do square foot gardening and companion plantings.
This is not just us as adults working on it. This is what the kids do every day. They work with the worms. They have the beds that they plant the plants and harvest, and that is something that they may not be able to provide at home, certainly couldn't provide elsewhere, and just being able to give them that experience is really what they've been the most thankful for.
Every 4 students in 3rd grade has their own bed they're in charge of. And we have it all in a grid system. So we do square foot gardening that way. And they're able to tell exactly what square everything is going to go in. And they plant all of them.
So nasturtium, you can eat it and it's edible. You can eat the flowers because they taste good. And if you eat these, they're a little spicy at the end. I like the flowers. They're really good. They taste like apples. But I don't really like this one because it's like spicy and hot.
We have 23 vegetable beds that are the ones that they're in charge of. And then we have 10 pollinator gardens it's just all the flowers that come from the hydroponics. We can move out there and see what happens. We do a lot of comparing. Anytime we hear that something works, we'll try it and we'll try not and see how those things work. We measure things and weigh things, always science. But our art, one of the things that we did that we've really loved is this students draw flowers and sign it, and then we put it on our laser engraver and we laser engrave fence panels so that are on acrylic. We also make plant labels out of those drawings. So they've learned everything about those laser engravers and how to work that. So we do a lot of technology. That we do a lot of things with apps and research, and we're designing an app right now, 3rd grade is. So that's been really fun.
We did research on different plants we assigned to put it on an app. And since we're learning about cosmos, I'll just go ahead and do cosmos. This is your pests that cosmos want to stay away from. We made this app so like plants stay healthy for people to grow like their vegetables and all of that.
And I know you love incorporating technology in the garden, right? So a lot of times we see that as opposition, but you're all in on and tying that together. So, and I know you've got some stuff up in your classroom. Can we go take a look at that?
Sure.
Okay, great.
We're the First Grade Nature Club. The difference between the potatoes and the sweet potatoes is
the potatoes you have to when you first have them, you bury them and then you bury them and then they grow and then you bury them until they get this big and then you wait and then the potatoes are under there and you let them sprout.
Then you get them up.
Ally, your classroom is amazing, and I love how you've brought the nature indoors, even the lights, the tree, everything. But let's start with the hydroponics. You've got a couple of different systems here.
Yeah, so I have 4 hydroponics that are flatbeds, and then I have 2 tower hydroponics, and every one of our 3rd grade classes has a tower hydroponic as well. So it's really nice when the weather is not the way you want it to be outside. We can come in and continue our learning just the same way.
With our hydroponics, we grow a lot of plants in here, like Thai basil, and we grow some flowers. We grow the same stuff outside in our greenhouse, and we compare them to see which one does better, and it always ends up to be the hydroponics.
Why do you think that is?
Because the hydroponics are always the same temperature, and there's no bugs that keep them. I like to help in the garden. I've learned a lot about plants and where they're supposed to grow and how they grow.
So at first, the little ones are real concerned that there's no soil.
And then they learn about the whole
The
system.
nutrients, yes. So we go through all of that. Yeah.
Well, and I know just outside the hallway here, you have convinced everybody to allow you to have so many worm beds. I've never seen so many. Tell us a little bit about what you have.
We have 108 worm bins. So every student from kindergarten through 4th grade in groups of 4 keep their own worm bin. So they built them. We call it worm lasagna. They did it with paper and cocoa core, and then we dump worms in, and they feed them with some of their lunch that's left over. They bring and put it in their worm bin, so they all know how to take care of it. It's amazing, but there's a lot.
Very good. Yeah, and it is, and that kind of came out of them wanting to do it year after year, right?
Oh yeah, I only did it with one grade, and then the next year they'll, can we do worm? We want to do worm. So now everyone's doing worm bins.
every grade, right? That's fantastic. Well, let's talk a little bit. I mean, just looking around your classroom here, you've got a laser engraver and you've talked about apps. Let's go into that technology a little bit more and how you've incorporated all of that.
So our students do a lot of research. So we use a lot of technology doing research. We do some ChatGPT and have it help us lay out some beds, and then the students double check it because they know about their companion gardening and their enemies. So we do a little bit of that on their iPads or on their Chromebooks. They're also building an app, so that's been fun with all of their research. So they've developed an app in 3rd grade, which is amazing, and they're super excited about that.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I love integrating technology into all the things that we do.
Do you find that they're really leaning one way or the other as far as like, oh, they're still wanting to do tech and not gardening, but they're...
Oh, they want to garden. But they love when they have a question, say, Miss Audas, how do we know? I'm like, you have a Chromebook. You tell me. So, and they love it. They're like, oh, yes. And they'll look it up. So they have a great time.
Kind of like back in the day, they used to tell me, go look in the dictionary, right? It's now look it up.
They don't have to look in the dictionary. It's so much easier.
That's fantastic. Well, it seems like you've really created a learning environment here, both indoors and outdoors. And I know there's probably a lot of other teachers out there that are like, they're a full-time teacher, right? Doing whatever grade or subject matter. Any advice that you would have for them about how to maybe incorporate a little bit of nature and gardening into the classroom?
Well, God bless the classroom teachers. We'll start there.
Yeah.
And it is, it's a commitment. I would say some of the most important things is to have other teachers so that you have a team of people that are working together towards the same thing. Start really small. I mean, I started my first garden bed because I like salsa. And I thought, oh, I'm going to grow my own. And then here we are. But starting small, having a water source is really important. But when I started, I really didn't know what I was doing. I'm not a huge gardener to start with. I just did a little bit at a time with things that are easy. And, I've come a long way. I have a lot of mistakes. Which is that's part of it. That's part of it. So I did a lot of things wrong and learned from my mistakes. School is difficult because a lot of things that you plant, you harvest in July and you don't have students. So we've done a lot of work to make sure that all the things that we're doing right now in the fall, when they come back, they'll be able to see the fruits of their labor.
Right. And actually it's the 3rd grade that's helping to grow for the 4th grade next year or whatever, right?
4th graders, when they come back, the first thing they're going to say is, I need to go see the pumpkins. I know their teachers are going to say, what is happening?
Because as a 3rd grader, they planted it. Is that?
Yeah. So they we're in charge of all those beds. So they're going to come over next year and see exactly what happened to the beds that they were in charge of.
So you mentioned it's important to have a team that helps with all of this. It's just not one person's responsibility, right?
No.
So can you share a little bit about who your team is and who's kind of critical to get on board with this as a teacher?
I think it's really important to have different grade level teachers. We've had lots of community help. We have volunteer days that we'll have a whole community of people come out and help pull some weeds. But really, most importantly, that we could not do it without it is our leadership. Our principals and our superintendent are on board. They don't say no. I mean, if there's something that sounds crazy, like 108 worm bins, they are. It's wonderful, and they've seen the difference it makes with students and how invested they are in their learning.
It's far more than what I could have ever have imagined. It's a level of work and love that I didn't think was going to be required to create something for the kids, but being able to see that the hard work and the effort of not only Miss Audas but the staff to really be able to bring the kids in and learn not just about the garden, but nature, life cycle, science, math, all that in one space that really brings their academics inside to life outside.
They kind of look like twins, except this one's more pink. This one's darker red.
This will be here as long as I'm here and for decades after.
We use a seed and we drop it in the hole. I think we dig it back up, give it water and sunshine and soil, and then after a few days, a sprout, and then a seedling, a sprout, and then like a grown up. Yeah, like a grown up, like an adult.